In today's video, I'm going to take you through some tips that you can implement to avoid getting scammed by trading card scumbags. I spoke about this in my video on Tuesday, so let's get straight into it. The first thing that you need to be doing is filming every single opening that you get that's trading card related, right? And this is going to protect you with two ways, right? The first, if it's been packaged poorly, you're going to see that on video, right? And that's going to help you with a damage claim request. But then also most scammers are either sending fake cards or not sending you the cards they told you they were selling, and they still put a tracking number on there because that helps the funds get released from eBay and PayPal. So if you open this and you make sure that the product stays in frame the entire time, you don't take anything off camera, eBay and PayPal will help you. Now, I had someone recently, because I commented this on that PayPal goods and services scam video that I touched on Tuesday, in the comments said, do they actually help you? And they actually do. So it happened to me multiple times, unfortunately. But the most recent case was these two Dragon Ball Z blisters that I picked up from a seller in the Netherlands, actually. These are quite rare. These are only 2 of 6 that I've ever seen worldwide in my 10 years of looking. They're so freaking rare. So I was very disappointed when they came really poorly packaged and 2 of the corners became extremely damaged, right? And it's a bit hard to show you on this camera, but I sent all that information to eBay and I basically wanted a partial refund from the person or a return enabled. Even though these are so rare, I wanted my money back. The seller wasn't having a bar of it. They said I did it, blah, blah, blah. I showed eBay the video and eBay sided with me in the end, right? And it's quite fortunate. And I was lucky that I did that, right? Because these cost me a lot of money. And I'm very happy that eBay protected me in that instance. So you should be trying to do the same thing. And to help make that a little bit better, you want to get something like this, right? Just a little stand you can put your phone in to film those openings. And the key here is making sure that you're not taking anything off camera. You need to show the package very clearly, that it's who it's from, who it was sent to, the fact that the package hasn't been tampered with. You need to show the corners and everything like that, and then make sure nothing is out of frame. So who cares if you can see other shit happening in the background with your camera? You need to make sure it stays everything in frame, okay? Because that's the second it goes off camera, you are shit out of luck, essentially. Now, this will also help you for 2 ways, right? Because the second point will be that you've now got content that you can put on your Instagram. People like watching mail days, right? So worst case is you film this, you chuck it on Instagram. If anything ever does happen, you can then send it to eBay or PayPal to help with your claim. That's the most important thing you should be doing, okay? Many people will probably disagree, but I think it's the most important thing because it does protect you with eBay and PayPal. If you're going through, trades with someone else on Instagram, maybe you're not having paid by a PayPal bank transfer or something along those lines, that's a bit harder, but you shouldn't be doing those kinds of things anyway. You're sort of begging, or you're sort of hoping you're going to get scammed in that sense by following that approach. Now, the second thing I want to touch on is social media. You need to be using social media to your advantage, right? I touched on this Facebook group in my last video where I talked about the PayPal goods and services scam. You can see that down below in that thumbnail. Now, this is a really good group because you'll see things in here posted multiple times per day. You'll have tens, if not hundreds, sometimes per day of people mentioning known scammers. And this is really good for 2 reasons. One, if you join this Facebook group, when something major happens and you're going through your Facebook feed when you're sitting on the train or you're on the toilet or whatever, right? You're going to see things in your feed that will bring things to your attention. So that's really good because it makes you aware of what like the new and elaborate scams that are happening, or some of the people within the hobby that are now like the known scammer, right? And you can see here, there's many different things happening. I can scroll. A lot of this stuff was posted yesterday. The other thing you can do within here, if you're going to be doing business with somebody that you don't know or haven't dealt with before, or none of your friends know or have done business with them, you come in here, you press this little search on the top right. You can't see my mouse, sorry. Press that little search, type in the person's name and see if they've been in there before, right? Because this group is really good at monitoring that sort of stuff. There's a similar group that they've set up for eBay, which I'll put a link to down in the description, but please use this stuff, right? Use it to your advantage because scammers are so elaborate these days. They're trying to do everything they can to take advantage of you. You need to be doing the same thing, right, to protect yourself, right? Monitor this stuff, be front of mind, and then you should be fine. Now, this also goes for groups like card porn on Instagram. Now, I don't always agree with their approach of doing things. They always blow up unnecessarily on things, I've noticed, or not always. They do it sometimes, where they'll go really hard on really weird things, and you look at their comments and people are hating on them for that. Take it with a grain of salt, right? But they're just really good to try and watch what's happening within the hobby. You'll also have Lamem James are also really good for the same thing. They also highlight the same sort of information. You have people like me, people like Retro Hoops, people like Sports Card Radio that also do the same thing from a YouTube perspective, so please check them out. Another really good one is Wax Museum Podcast. So this guy, I can't show you the database now because it's not loading for me for some reason, but he keeps a really good track of known high-end rookie RPAs or rookie patch orders, you know what I mean, RPAs. And it's really good because a lot of people patch swap these cards. Okay, and he keeps a database, so anytime a card is listed, he'll make sure that it's tracked within his database. So if you're unsure if a card has been patch swapped, you go to his database and you'll see. And there should be a few posts here from a while ago. Let me see if I can find it. I probably should have this ready, sorry. Can't find it right now, but he basically talks about this all the time, which is really, really good. And those are the kinds of things that will help you to avoid getting scammed by buying a card, as an example, that has been patch swapped. So those are just some tips that I thought it's probably worth mentioning. Like I said, the key thing is filming your openings, right? Make sure you're filming that sort of stuff so you can be safe when it comes to eBay and PayPal claims, because sellers are often really naughty. They like to be quite elaborate with their scams, and you might think, well, there's rules in place, so eBay and PayPal will follow, and they generally do side with the buyer. But some sellers are really elaborate with their approach to getting and bending the rules, right? So if they're scanning 100 people and it only works once for them, you don't want to be that one person, okay? So make sure you're protecting yourself. Get involved on these Facebook groups, get involved with these Instagram pages, start interacting with people in the community, because as you talk, as you make friends, this stuff sort of gets easier for you to manage. Now, there's a few other things you should be doing as well, like common sense things. Just making sure you're buying from reputable people. Look at the history on eBay, right? When you're buying from someone on eBay, look at their negative feedback. Also look at their positive feedback, because some people leave negative comments as positive feedback, right? To avoid it getting deleted by eBay. Very silly, but that's what people do. Just make sure you're applying common sense to this, right? And you should be fine, but keep a mindset out there. There are people there trying to screw you over. So do your best, follow these rules, and hopefully they help you out. So let me know if you agree with any of the thoughts I shared today. Let me know if there's any other tips that you think is worth mentioning or calling out. Please do those down in the comments below, or leave those in the comments below, I should say. If I get enough, I'll do a follow-up video to this and share them all with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.